All right, so today we're going deep on somebody pretty interesting, Cortez Lake.
Yeah, definitely a fascinating guy.
Definitely for those of you who like kind of those aha moments and appreciate people who are multi-talented, this one's going to be fun.
Absolutely. And what's really interesting about Cortez is I think this sort of fundamental duality we see in his life, right?
Mm.
So on the one hand, he's got this deep expertise in cybersecurity,
Mm-hmm.
almost like a digital architect kind of securing systems.
Yeah.
But then on the other hand, he's also a musician and like a serious musician.
Yeah.
So we've got some information here that kind of explores these two seemingly disparate worlds,
Mm-hmm.
And our goal is to really kind of unpack that and see how they coexist and what makes him tick.
Right. And so let's start with the cybersecurity side of things. The information we have really highlights Cortez's expertise. I mean, he's involved in building virtual CISOs. I was reading about this and it's like, so a CISO is like a chief information security officer. So he's basically building a digital version of that, overseeing a company's defenses
Yeah.
and then securing APIs, which is, like the communication channels between different software systems. That's huge.
It is. And what's really cool is that he's not just, looking at today's threats, he's engineering what's called AI secure systems. So he's really thinking ahead
Hmm.
about how to protect against vulnerabilities in systems powered by artificial intelligence. And that requires some pretty, surgical precision.
Totally. Now, if we completely switch gears, we find Cortez making music.
Yeah.
And the information we have describes his sound as, this really interesting fusion of gospel, funk, R&B, and hip hop.
Yeah, definitely.
But it goes deeper than just the sound, right? I mean, he's aiming for this sort of layered meaning, catchy hooks, and a message that sticks.
It's interesting, right? Because he wants to create hits, like he wants to be popular,
Mm-hmm.
but he's not aiming for, just that kind of superficial popularity. He wants to create hits with depth.
Right.
Songs that you listen to again and again, you find something new every time. And the fact that his music's about making statements,
Mm-hmm.
that really speaks to me. There's a real intention there. It's not just entertainment.
Yeah, I agree. So we have this expert in high precision technology and this deeply thoughtful musician.
Right.
And here's where things get really cool. These two worlds, they converge in his project called plAIMusic. It's described as this, bold new vision for equitable AI-powered music creation and sharing.
Yeah.
So this is where it all kind of comes together.
And what I find particularly interesting is, why play music?
Mhm.
And the information here says it's about innovating while uplifting, disrupting while uniting.
Right.
So he's looking at how to use AI in a way that's fair. He's thinking about the creators, he's thinking about the listeners, and he's thinking about how to create something that's really beneficial for everyone.
It feels like there's this drive with Cortez, whether it's cybersecurity or music, there's this underlying desire to create something lasting, something that makes a difference. One of the sources states it really clearly. Your mission is legacy.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you try to capture the essence of who Cortez Lake is, the description, visionary, secure by design, global by sound, it nails it.
Mm.
He's got this visionary thinking and the meticulous, security focus from his tech work, combined with those broad, diverse influences in his music.
It's really fascinating, right? So today, you got to peek inside the mind of someone operating at these high levels in seemingly totally different fields.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's almost as though AI is this like bridge between this really precise world of cybersecurity and this wildly expressive power of music, right?
Right, exactly. And it leaves us with a question, right? How can these seemingly different areas of expertise inform and enrich one another in ways we might not expect? And then how do you build something that lasts across these different passions, these different pursuits? And what other surprising combinations of skills are out there just waiting to be explored, maybe shaping the future in ways we can't even imagine yet?
Absolutely. Food for thought.
Right. Thanks for joining us for the deep dive.
Always a pleasure.
Until next time.